The Magic Clock is a story from the Dresden region. The Dresden region, now Saxony, Germany, has a rich culture and history, especially folk tales and legends. Once upon a time, in a small village in the Dresden region, there lived a boy named Thomas. Thomas lived with his grandfather in an old house on the outskirts of the village. My grandfather was a watchmaker with the best skills in the village and was known for his ability to perfectly repair any broken clock. One day, while Thomas was helping his grandfather's workshop, he saw an old wooden box. The box was engraved with a mysterious pattern, giving it a magical atmosphere. Thomas opened the box with curiosity and found a beautiful clock inside. The clock glowed gold, and the hands seemed to start moving at any moment.
"Grandpa, where did this watch come from?"
Thomas asked. Grandfather was silent for a while, but eventually answered quietly.
"It's a watch that I got on a special trip when I was young. This watch has the power to manipulate time."
Thomas was surprised.
"The power to manipulate time?"
Grandfather nodded.
"Yes, but you have to be careful. When using a watch, it's important to think carefully about what you want in your mind. If you use the wrong wish in your heart, it may be irreversible."
Thomas took those words to heart and picked up the watch. At that moment, the hands of the clock began to move little by little, distorting the space as if by magic.
"This is really a magic clock!"
Thomas shouted excitedly. That night, Thomas decided to try using the watch alone. When I moved the hands of the clock, time turned back in an instant, and the old shop in the village square looked new and shiny. Thomas was moved, but he was a little afraid of the power to turn back time. The next day, Thomas used the watch again and thought of another wish in his mind.
"This time, I want to be able to go to the forest on the outskirts of the village faster."
Moving forward the clock, he started running as fast as the wind. He was able to keep running at any speed. But eventually Thomas realized, manipulating time is interesting, but I felt like something was off somewhere. Every time I used the watch, I felt that the lives of the people around me were changing little by little. The villagers were acting differently, or something was going in the wrong direction. One evening, Thomas finally consulted his grandfather.
"Grandfather, why does the people of the village change every time you use the clock?"
Grandfather replied with a serious face.
"That's because the power to manipulate time comes at a great cost. By moving time, other things change. By manipulating time, the fate of the village and the hearts of the people have been subtly shifted."
Thomas reflected.
"You should not use your watch anymore."
Grandfather laughed softly.
"What you have learned is important, and with magical power comes responsibility. If you really want to protect what matters, it's important to pave the way on your own, not to rely on watches."
That night, Thomas picked up the magic watch again and made up his mind. When the hands of the clock were put back in place, the village square and people's lives were restored to normal, and time returned to its correct flow. From then on, Thomas did not use a watch, but used the skills he learned from his grandfather to become a fine watchmaker and a beloved presence among the villagers. Without using the magical power of the watch, he carved out the future on his own. That's it.